particular protest that we are doing now, our only worry is that we know that a lot of people are planning to take advantage of this protest to destroy our state. But we will not allow it. I want to thank you for being peaceful.
All right. Okay. The words of our governor. Yes, I'm with you. I feel your pain. I understand. But let's not lose it, because there are so many people with sinister plans. The governor also appealed to the protesters to be patient with the government. The protesters rejected the money gift from the governor. They described the governor's action as embarrassing and against their demands.
This is not a political protest. We came out here so our voices will be heard, our plight will be felt. We did not come out here to collect money for pure water. If you give us tomorrow, you will give us. We came here for Nigeria to be better. We came here to see that the youth are actively involved. You give us work, let's work. For this country now, Yahoo they survive youth. The youth are not happy.
Governor is just after the youth. He's after his own money. And Tinubu is doing also the same thing. But all I know is that this our suffer will not go in vain.
We don't need money. No be money carry us come here. Because even if you give us money, the money never solve our problem.
We don't want money. The money will finish and we continue to work.
We just want the system to work. We want them to bring back oil subsidy, to bring back electricity subsidy. We don't want money.
We should create jobs.
Okay. They don't want money. They want their voices heard and corresponding action. Was the protest peaceful? So far, so good with where we are in this story. It seems there is no problem. We're doing well. Security is good. Protesters are fine. The message is heard. Until there's always that one person that ruins it for everyone. Well, a resident of Port Harcourt who wished to be anonymous said he met a group of 10 to 15 young men armed with cutlasses around Bosque Road, parading along the road, snatching bags from people they meet along the road. He narrates to our correspondent how these men harassed a woman selling okpa.
I saw a scene that caught my attention when they grabbed a woman who was coming out to sell okpa in her wheelbarrow and the cooler in the wheelbarrow. They harassed her, scattered her okpa, took some for themselves, ate some, scattered the rest on the ground. I think took some her purse or something because she was just crying about her purse. And they continued raiding up long to Eleme Junction. I saw this between somewhere around after Bosque towards Eleme Junction.
So is this still part of the protest? I'm not quite sure. He said no shops and filling stations were open around the Oyibo area of Rivers State. Another set of protesters visited the Kuwazobia Info Complex, demanding the resignation of President Bola Tinubu. The leader of the protesters, the Port Harcourt-based entertainer MC Okpo, spoke to our correspondent. They also called for the restoration of fuel subsidies.
The message I want to send to the president and his cabinet, more especially Ababio that came on air to tell the Nigerians that Nigerians can go and protest while he's sitting in his house, in his fellow eating the best food. That is not the right statement for a Senate president, the third citizen of this nation to make. All I'm trying to tell them that they should give us a better life in this nation.
The press is not asking the right questions. I have come here, okay, I am protesting. The problem we all know is hardship. The president knows his hardship. What is leading to this hardship? What is the root cause? Subsidy. Put back the subsidy first. That's the main issue we are having right now. Put back the subsidy. Automatically, it will affect pump price. Automatically, drivers will reduce price of transportation. Automatically, traders will regulate their district. That's, I think.
Okay, so far so good. Everything is nice except for a situation where a woman's okpa was taken. On artillery along Aba Road, our correspondent Martha Okeren-Kem reports that the protesters were hostile and threatened to attack her while she was covering their activities. That's interesting. Well, we have a break coming up now. After that, we'll be looking at the protests in other parts of the country, and then you get to be a part of the conversation. Stay with me.
For more talk, news
Welcome back. It's still One Crossfire 92.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Sam Oracle Chinedu. As we have been plunging to the second day of a 10-day nationwide protest, we are making an assessment of the protest so far. How was day one? And I was taking you through the timeline, telling a story of the events that unfolded yesterday. There's a long way to go, but before I get there, I'd like to hear from you. I was supposed to talk about the protests in other parts of the country. We'll get there shortly, but let's talk. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. We're live on Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch as you listen and drop your comments on those platforms. My question is, what is your assessment of the protest so far? What is your assessment of the protest so far? I'm repeating that question because it's important that you give an answer to the question. What is your assessment of the protest so far? Let me repeat, this is not a time to come and hail the person who has sponsored you, wherever your political allegiance lies. That's not what I'm asking. What is your assessment to the protest so far? You might say, Sam, you're beginning to do so much. Believe me, you will find out why shortly. All right, 0817-923-0002. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Comrade Clinton from Bori.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the protest for me has created so much awareness on the part of the government. At least the government has felt that the people are united and the people are speaking in one voice. Again, I want everybody to understand this, that if government at all levels, the local government, the state government, the federal government, we are making concerted efforts towards bettering the lives of the people, we will have this protest. Now, so much money has been accrued when subsidy was removed. These monies were sent to the state government. Even recently, about 438 billion naira. In addition to the special allocation to the state, we are giving to them to alleviate poverty. What has the state government done? What do we know ourselves for River State here? What do we know ourselves to do to produce in River State here? In kind of local government where we have good lands, what are we doing differently to make life better for our people? These are the things we are calling for from the government. And we want them to listen to us. It's as simple as that. It's not rocket science. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
All right, time is not a luxury I can afford. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, go ahead.
You see, so far so good. We message has been sent to government, but I expect our government president to address this. Indeed, that they will be going to point to another. They should have addressed the letter. Even if it's not the Nigerian state, show concern. People are protecting in your country. You understand it? But I expect the president to let me say, you want to say governor. Nigerian state is what is now. Just a simple one sentence. Is what Nigerian say where we are today. And somebody says, governor, he's going to run the economy of the nation. He's going to create economic industry. How come the government is up to go? It's left to the president to do something. This when Nigeria is structured, the president has got the power to continue and to amend the effort of things. The federal government, is it from governor? The secretary of the government will go next month. Is it the report of governor? Let get the part. I'm not waiting for the governor. But I said the problem started from here. Head the head of state, which is our president. Address the nation. Talk to the Nigerians. Every year is waiting to hear from him now.
All right, thank you very much for sharing dissenting views from yours from someone on WhatsApp. Simply Goodness says, I'm happy for those who rejected the small thing from Governor Sim for water and bread. Man shall not live by bread alone, he says. We're not embarking in this protest for bread and water. We want a holistic change of the economy, Simply Goodness says. He goes on to say, it's high time we begin to channel this protest to people close to us, like our governors and caretaker chairmen. They can do something to alleviate the sufferings of the people while we wait for the federal government. I'm happy for those who rejected the small thing, he says once again, from Governor Sim. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Turn off your radio. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Comrade Letambari Sunday.
Right.
I'm calling from Bori.
Go ahead, comrade.
Yes, the protest yesterday, we could all agree that yes, it has sent a signal, despite the fact that some states were unable to properly conduct themselves, which led to killing and looting. But for me, I want to say that since we in this other side have been able to also try to douse some tension, even to those who were supposed to go taking action to protest more, to add more again to the situation, and we have been able to douse their tension. I also want to urge the federal government, because they themselves have not been able to, listen to the protesters, receive them, and talk with them. I want to urge the federal and state government, those ones who have not done so, because in Rivers State, I think the governor of Rivers State tried by attending to them, have a word with them, give them, and I'm urging the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, swing into action with immediate alacrity, call for an emergency meeting of the National Executive Council, then have a nationwide broadcast, address Nigerians to restore confidence in this administration by promising those who are demanding whatever they are demanding that yes, they should put hope and he has a little time to attend to their problem. With this, it will also down tension of the protesters. But where nobody addresses them, most of the state and the federal government is not there to do that, then it calls that they underrate them. And this people can see more reasons to put anger, to do more harm to the society. So I want to call on the federal government to at least address these people and call for a nationwide broadcast that will address Nigeria. With that, it will also bring down a lot of tension and reduce the days of protest in the mind of people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It says we need a nationwide address from the president. Over to WhatsApp. Justice Ori says, I'm happy the protest did not record any casualty in River State, yet the government should work to ensure the protest does not continue. We need good governance. It says the protest was not generally peaceful across the country because there were reports of killing, looting, and firing of tear gas, but it was peaceful in River State. All right, let's see what's happening on Facebook. The priest mayor says the governor said he will give them money to buy pure water. It's not a crime to me, but to support the struggle for good governance. If they say it's an insult to them, then... Okay, I won't read that last statement because we're addressing issues, not insulting people. Sunday Asua says it's unfortunate that the protests ongoing in the country turned violent in some states. It's bound to...
Voting for the election, they will tell us F1 and S. They are going to give it to us. And the fund that is coming from this is part of them. So this is good hope to the protesters. And they advise them not to turn the protest to violence so that Nigeria will continue make as a unity. So I'm appealing to federal government led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu to come out and address the protesters. And besides, our Senate president is not even give us what we needed. That man's statement, he utterance is very, very bad. Okay. See what he said, go and protest, and they are going to be in their house enjoying eating food. What are we talking about? The prices of fuel is not even okay with us. If the president can do the needful to return the fuel subsidy so that all the prices of goods in the market will drastically down.
All right, thank you very much.
About no matter of palliative. How many people that will receive palliative?
Thank you very much.
That's not the way out. That's my own concern, my brother.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm blessed for Malo.
Your points have been taken. So lots of views connected to day one. Now remember, the idea is for 10 days. How far can we go? So let's go to the federal capital, Abuja. In Abuja, protesters gathered at the MKO Abiola Stadium to demand a better economy. The protesters, led by Deji Adeonju, said they gathered in front of the stadium in compliance with the court restraining order.
Protesters are at the stadium. Are we not in the National Stadium?
We are there.
The court order says National Stadium. That's what the court order say. Koniman die, Koniman bury him. He's a Koniman. I'm also a Koniman. He's my big brother.
If he insists that you should move into the national stadium,
then they have to carry us in. I've gone to speak as the lawyer. I've advised the protesters. I said, listen, no matter how uncomfortable you are with a positive court order, whether it is interim, interlocutory, or perpetual, you must try to comply. The law must see you taking steps to comply.
Mr. Adeyanju also blamed the police for the charged atmosphere.
You see, because we're in the stadium, we are within the ambit of the law, complying with the positive order of the court. Because we're in the vicinity of the national stadium. Do you understand? We are not in the 3-arm zone. You see, my appeal before the CP came, you see how peaceful and serene the place was. To the CP's presence, the atmosphere is charged. So my appeal to my big brother is that you should not take steps that will make the protest degenerate. It's an appeal.
Okay. But the Commissioner of Police in the FCT, Ben Igwe, insists that the protesters must enter the stadium in compliance with the court injunction.
We request that each group that will protest has to come to the police and notify the police. No group has notified the police. We only came here to see some people here, and we said, for the fact you have not notified us and you want to protest, follow the court order, which the Adeyanju, the barrister, is aware. The order said, protest inside the stadium. We are not stopping anybody from protesting, but look at how they are blocking the express road. And I said no, because where their right stops, where another man's own stops. Because as they are infringing into the right of way of people, is not good.
Now, there was a rain of tear gas yesterday. The police in different parts of the country had to use tear gas. In Abuja, police fired tear gas at protesters to prevent them from entering Eagle Square. In Kano, police fired tear gas to stop protesters from lighting up bonfires outside the state governor's office. In Bauchi, the protest was disrupted after police fired tear gas to stop them from assembling in front of the Emir of Bauchi's palace, demanding a meeting with the Emir. Now, in Borno, the Nigeria police, in collaboration with other security agencies, imposed a 24-hour curfew following a tragic incident. The announcement came in response to the detonation of an improvised explosive device in Kawori, which killed 16 people and left several others critically injured. The decision was taken to prevent further unrest in the state. In Calabar, several journalists and activists were beaten, handcuffed, and taken by security agents to unknown locations. The journalists followed some activists around Mary Slessor roundabout in Calabar, where they had gathered for the protest. So a lot happened. The big question is, will the protest continue? Well, judging by the body language of protesters, it's a big and bold yes. But we've heard from the Inspector General, whose voice I will play shortly. Hoodlums attacked and vandalized the branded vehicle carrying 2 reporters and a driver from Wazobia FM. That's our station in Kano, near the Kano State Government House yesterday. Another bus carrying 11 journalists from various media houses, including Channels Television, was also attacked along the Sokoto Road in Kano. The Nigeria Union of Journalists Kano Council has condemned the attacks, noting that no protester should intimidate or abuse others. These attacks also raise concerns about press freedom and the safety of journalists covering public events. So, if we ask the same question, was it peaceful? In some parts, yes. In other parts, no. The protests turned violent in Kano, Borno, Yobe, and Nasarawa, among other 32 states of the Federation. The FCT, where rampaging hoodlums burned vehicles, looted warehouses, and private stores. So what did the police have to say about this? Well, the Inspector General of Police has placed all units on red alert after a policeman was killed on duty during the nationwide protest. Speaking at a briefing in Abuja, the IGP said some of his men were injured and police stations razed by hoodlums who disguised as protesters. And the IGP cautioned protesters, sent a warning. Let's hear the IG.
Those who want to come out to protest.
Let's hear the IG.
I want to caution that those who want to come out to protest must remain peaceful. I want to caution that those who want to come out to protest must remain peaceful. I want to respond to their
apologies for that.
Like what we have today, we had.
Okay, sorry about that. I had a small mix-up. I'm going to take it again.
I want to caution that those who want to come out to protest must remain peaceful. Otherwise, they will not have a choice than to respond to their acts. Like what we have today, we had incidents of looting and destruction of private businesses. We are not going to tolerate that anymore. We had incidents where there were unprovoked attacks on policemen and other security agents. We are not going to accept that. So if I advise that they should just not bother to continue with this.
Okay. So again, will the protest continue? Well, lots of people believe it will. A rights activist, Clifford Solomon, attempted to answer this question. He said more people will join the protest today.
The most important thing is that we defy their threats. We are here to demand for good governance. We want President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to rejig the economy, to revamp our economy, create job opportunities. We demand that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should revamp our economy, create job opportunities, and every other thing to come to play for the betterment of for Nigerians. There is no amount of intimidation that will make this number reduce. Rather, we will swell in our numbers like rice being put in the pot.
That's interesting. Some business owners who managed to open their shops spoke on the implication of the protest on their business.
The protest today, it is a good one in a good direction. Our business is not going on, but it is in a direction. We pray that the government will listen to them. Today, I don't have any customer. I just come and do one or two things that I left in the office, but there is no customer that came in here today. But the road is so dry, nobody comes around.
It's affecting everybody. Me, I'm a businesswoman. Since 2019 was the last time I was able to go to China for my business. Till now, I cannot go because no capital again. The Naira has been devalued to the extent that our capital has gone, disappeared.
Just that I noticed that there's nothing much. That's why I come and open my shop. Some closed, some open, but me, I feel nothing about it. So I just open my shop. Did not make sense as I used to before. I don't know if because of the protests or what. Customer had not come the way they used to come, but I'm still in the market, hoping that I will make more sales.
And finally, the spokesperson of Labour Party in Rivers State, Gogo Wellington, said the government can only stop the protest by addressing the demands of the protesters.
Because as it is right now, the common man has no place. The common man has been displaced from the equation of Nigeria. When you set minimum wage to reflect the level of high-handedness of our leaders, extent that the minimum wage cannot reflect the correct living standard of the people. So we want a government that will be in tune with the demands and the lifestyle of the people. A government that has the people at heart. A government that will make policies that are people-friendly. A government that will make policies that are reflective of the current state of things.
Okay, so that's how far we can go with the story. I'll take one or two calls and wrap up the conversation. 08179230002. The question again is, what is your assessment of the protest so far? And while your calls are coming in, the demands of the protesters: reversal of fuel price hike to below 300 naira per litre, restoration of affordable electricity tariff and reduction of import duties to their previous rates, reversal hike in tertiary education, transparency and accountability in governance, emergency fund to support SMEs, transparency of INEC, and lots of other requests, which I may not be able to take, but I'd like to hear from you. Hello, good morning. All right, call back if you can. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Oracle, this is Isaiah George from Buguma and Kalabala.
Go ahead,
Oracle,
Isaiah.
from all the voices that spoke, I think they have raised one genuine point. But in the midst of it, brothers, if they can set up a working constitutional electoral process where the one that is coming to do the work of Nigeria as a politician, as a leader, know that he cannot do the work, he will not accept the work, even appear or to say he wants to dispense himself for the work. I think that alone will be better, so that every time the election comes, we just go through the ballot and send them away. Because if you look at it, that is why they have fraudulently destroyed the system to the way that it is not working for the common man.
Okay.
If not, we don't even need to come to the protest and die.
All right.
Come to the road and protest so that they can kill. Look at how many Nigerians that were killed. So if we have a system where the system is working and is favorable, where you go to the election, you know that, in fact, in a genuine system of election, even the campaign train will let you know who is the winner. But in this part of the world, they will go through the back door and enter into the office. Then they'll do anything because they believe they don't come there by your mandate.
All right, thank you very much, Isaiah. So you believe that if we can make our electoral process thorough, and that is the greatest form of protest. I'm officially out of time, but I have an expert in these kinds of dealings join me in the studio. His name is Omamegbe Jude. Jude, in a few seconds and with a few words, what's your assessment of the protest so far?
Well, so far it's mixed bags, good and bad.
Okay.
But when we get switched to Hello Port Harcourt, we'll be talking about how people have been protesting.
Really? I'm asking you what you are. Is this the country? Answer the question. When you read Hello Port Harcourt. So I'm going to ask you. This is your chance to redeem yourself. What is your assessment of the protest so far?
Mix of good and bad.
Thank you very much, Jude. Off your mic. All right. Thank you for being a part of the show. This is As Far As We Can Fly. Connect with us at Nigeria Info PH on all platforms. Hello Port Harcourt with the man whose voice you just heard comes up next.